Stockholm International Peace Research Institute is known for releasing the report on defense spending and defense technology. They regularly provide the updates, which is the largest defense force in the world, how much money is being spent. Day before yesterday, they have released a report and they have mentioned who is spending how much, and they also provided the top 10 defense spending by the countries around the world in year 2025. And according to this report, US is remain on top with $954 billion in 2025 . And that is somewhere around 3.1% of their GDP. Whereas China is at second position, $336 billion, which is approximately 1.7% of their GDP. And on the third spot, Russia, which has spent $190 billion, that is 7.5% of their GDP, 7.5% on the defense. Germany, who's spending $114 billion, and this is 2.3% of their GDP. And the surprise entry is the spot number 5 is taken by the India with staggering $92 billion of their defense expenditure. They are spending $92 billion on the defense, which is somewhere around 1.9% of their GDP. So if you see the top 5 countries who are spending on defense, India and China are the 2 countries whose defense spending is less than 2% of their GDP. World Bank and IMF in their multiple reports have said that countries should restrict their defense spending below 2% in order to focus on the poverty and economic development. However, this report clearly shows that countries still putting geopolitics as the center stage rather than economic development, poverty alleviation and all. If we will see this report and we will compare the world's GDP according to the IMF, the world's total GDP at present, it is $126 trillion as a nominal GDP and $113 trillion as a real GDP. And if we will see the GDP figure, that is 113 trillion in the real GDP terms, and defense spending of the world total, that is $2.89 trillion. Means at present, world is spending 2.5% of their total GDP on the defense. And interestingly, when I say that $113 trillion is world's GDP, out of this world's total GDP, 42% is contributed by US and China. And these 2 countries are the top 2 countries in the defense spending. Means there is a lot of spending on the defense overall rather than focusing on the basic issues of infrastructure, development, clean energy, and safe future for the world. So, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, with their reports, they're trying to push the world to decrease the defense spending and increase the spending on human development. But if we will see ongoing war between Iran and US President have proposed to increase the defense expenditure by multifold. In fact, he is demanding $1.3 trillion spending. And of course, if US is going to increase their defense spending, it will be followed by the China. China is also going to increase their defense expenditure. And if China is going to increase their defense expenditure, it will compel India to prepare in the way so that it can deter any kind of the misadventure by the China. Means India is also going to increase its defense spending. Means world again going to push itself towards more defense spending rather than focusing on clean energy, better environment, focus on poverty and economic development. Thank you.